Hey everyone, ready to dive into something we could all use a little more of?
I'm game. What are we tackling today?
Time, my friend, time. But not the usual make a schedule, set a timer stuff. We're going deep on a chat between a few folks who, well, they really get time management. And honestly, they brought up some points that made me totally rethink how I look at my own schedule.
I'm intrigued. Is it like super advanced strategies or something?
Not necessarily. It's more about the mindset.
Yeah.
Like they started by saying, we all know time is valuable, but do we actually live like we believe it?
Ooh, that's good. Yeah, I feel like we say it, but
Right. And they had this killer example. One guy was talking about his friend, super driven, always chasing the next promotion, working late nights, weekends, you name it. Thought he was crushing it, making the most of his time by focusing on career success. Then, bam, health scare.
oh wow, so like a heart attack or something?
Nothing quite that dramatic, but definitely a wake-up call. And it made him realize all those hours at the office hadn't really brought him happiness. He'd missed out on so much with his family, with friends, even just taking care of himself. Totally shifted his perspective.
That's a powerful story. It's easy to get caught in that trap thinking, I'll be happy when, but then we miss out on what's right in front of us.
Exactly. And this leads right into their point about how we waste time without even realizing it. It's not just like binge watching a show. It's the little things that add up.
Like what? Give me an example.
Scrolling through social media, mindlessly browsing the internet, or even just getting sucked into conversations that go nowhere.
Ugh, yeah. That meeting, that could have been an email.
Totally. One of the guys called these time leaks. Like a tiny hole in a bucket. You don't notice it at first, but eventually,
You've lost a ton of water. Or in this case, time.
bingo. So, step one, figuring out where those leaks are in our own lives.
So we can plug them up.
Precisely. Time for a time audit. Look at your day. Be honest. Where's it all going?
And this is where they got really interesting. They compared time to money.
Oh, I've heard that one before. Time is money, right?
Yeah, but they flipped the script. They said even though we treat money like it's the most valuable thing, it's time that's truly precious.
Because you can always earn more money.
But you can never get back time. They had this analogy. Imagine two bank accounts, one for money, one for time. Every day you withdraw time, but you can't ever make a deposit.
Whoa. That's kind of scary when you put it like that.
Right. No wonder successful people are so obsessed with time management. They get it. Time is their most valuable asset.
So what makes them different? Do they just have like secret productivity hacks or something?
Well, they definitely had some strategies to share, but first they emphasize the why. It's not about becoming a robot, squeezing every second out of the day. It's about aligning your actions with your values.
So using time as a tool to create the life you want, not just checking off a to-do list.
Exactly. Living intentionally. They said when you view time like that, the choices you make, they just naturally change.
Okay, love that. So far, we know time is finite, we got to be intentional, watch for those leaks, and time trumps money. But how do we actually make the most of our time? What are their strategies?
This is where it gets juicy. And the first one they mention might surprise you.
Oh, lay it on me. Okay, no more teasing. What's the secret?
You ready for this? Don't start your day with email or social media.
Whoa, really? I thought that was like Productivity 101. Clear the inbox first thing.
Nope. They argued it puts you in reactive mode right off the bat. Like other people are setting your agenda before you've even had your coffee.
So instead of letting those notifications run my morning, what should I be doing?
Something for you. Something that like nourishes your mind or body. Meditation, exercise, journaling, even just sitting quietly for a bit.
I could get behind that. It's about setting a tone for the day, right?
Yeah.
Not just jumping into the chaos.
Exactly. Plus, it ties back to respecting your time. When you invest in yourself first, it sends a signal, My time is valuable. I'm worth it.
Yeah, it's like shifting from I have to I choose to. Love that.
What else did they talk about?
Delegation. And not just for CEOs. They were clear about that. Anyone can delegate no matter what you do.
Delegation always sounds so, corporate.
Right. But they had this example I loved. It could be something as simple as asking a friend to grab groceries on their way over.
Oh, so it's not about bossing people around?
Not at all. It's realizing you don't have to do everything yourself. Often people are happy to help. You just got to ask. Okay, delegation, check. Before we move on, what about that word learning practice thing from the original chat? It felt kind of random before.
Yeah, like an afterthought, but we can weave it in, make it relevant. Well, the words were delegating, we just covered, that then upwards, evaluate, demonstrate, and coordinate. each one connects to good time management.
Okay, I'm seeing it. So delegating is freeing up time. What about upwards?
They said it means focusing on things that elevate you, stuff that helps you grow, makes you feel good.
Choosing activities that match your goals, bring you joy.
Exactly. And that's where evaluate comes in. They said it's crucial to regularly check in on how you're spending time, make sure it's still aligned with what matters to you.
Otherwise, we slip back into autopilot. No good.
Then there's demonstrate. They meant don't just talk about it, do it. Put what you've learned into action.
So we're taking these time tips and making them real in our lives.
Boom. And finally, coordinate. It's about bringing all the pieces of your life together, work, relationships, hobbies.
So they all work together, not against each other, like an orchestra.
Perfect analogy. Time management isn't just about getting stuff done. It's about building a life that feels good, feels meaningful, a life you're proud of.
That orchestra thing, it really sticks with me. It's not just about managing time. It's about creating a life that's, well, beautiful.
Yeah. And just like the conductor leads the orchestra, we get to lead our own lives. It's all about making choices about how we use our time.
So big picture, what do you think is the most important thing for our listeners to take away from this deep dive?
That's tough. But I'd say it's remembering this time. It's the ultimate non-renewable resource. Can't buy more, can't store it up, and once it's gone, it's gone.
No going back.
Exactly. But we can be smart about it. We can be intentional, mindful, strategic, make the most of what we've got.
It's a gift, not a burden. I like that.
Right. And the thing is, we all have the same 24 hours. The difference is what we choose to do with them.
So true.
Yeah.
Hopefully this has inspired everyone listening to really examine their relationship with time. Where are you losing time? What can you delegate? And how can you build a life that truly reflects what matters to you?
What if you could get back even 30 minutes a day? Think about that.
Half an hour. That
Yeah.
doesn't sound like much.
But it adds up. That's 180 hours a year. Imagine what you could do with that extra time. Learn something new, spend time with loved ones, anything.
It's like finding hidden treasure. Time treasure.
And all it takes is deciding to value your time, to use it wisely.
Our friends from the chat reminded us, time waits for no one, so what are you going to do with yours?
We hope you choose to make it count.
I love that. On that note, we'll leave everyone with one last thought. What would your ideal day look like if you had total control of your time? Picture it, really feel it, then start making it happen. Until next time, keep diving deep.